What is good? What is good? What is Gucci? Courtney IG, and I'm back again. And guys, this time I'm here to discuss the 15-track debut album, Real Back in Style from Potter Payper. Guys, the last two tapes I tapped into Potter were the introductions for me to him. And it was the raw passion and unfiltered delivery which really got me on training day 3, which had me just playing tracks at A6, 5, 8, 6 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Like that energy on repeat during that COVID lockdown period really helped my mentality, really just gave you that drive to want to do more exercise, keep yourself fit and healthy and all of that. So I really liked that tune. And then through that, I was obviously wanting to tap into Thanks for Waiting, which was the mixtape to kind of fill us over while we waited for this, and tracks like Gangsta Writers giving you that grown flow, CEO flow, I think with Rimsey, Cold, Nothing Free, with Suspect Cold, and it's a more trap bounce to it. Both project reviews you can go back and check in the catalogue, Spire Rich channel, where you are right now, but don't tip off of this, don't jump away and go over there, stay right here, but I'll put it in the comments, I'll put it somewhere, I'll put it where you can get to it really quickly, really sharp, and just tap in. And that's a reference for you guys to see my thought patterns behind coming into this one today. So the project opens up with Real Back in Style, the intro, and it brings us right into the streets. It brings us into the ground which Potter has risen up from. It tells us about his aspirations, his determinations. He's putting it all out there and really challenging those who portray the trap rap lifestyle as lavish, as amazing, and really just gives you a real, true depiction of it from his standpoint. And he's not glossing over his time in prison. He's not making it sound like he's a superhuman, he's bulletproof, which even though we haven't lived that lifestyle as listeners, it brings the relatability. And it's ultra smooth how it transitions from here into Quite Befitting, which is that Uber exec, that was the best reference I could think of, Uber exec level production with real instrumentation where Potter again takes us up the stairs and not the lifts, right down to the imagery of Moncler's and Nike Airs, which is quite befitting in itself. It's a befitting contrast for this song. Potter then brings it closer to home with something which brings us into the intricacies of his upbringing, taking us right through his family tree in All My Life, If I Had ... from his nan, his dad, his granddad, his mum, his Algerian background, growing up in Barking on the streets, and he then brings it full circle back to himself where he talks about Barking and so on, and his lifestyle then, and how those choices led to him being in prison and the people around him that shaped him. It's the attention to detail on this, the closing line of this track, the attention to detail on the closing line of this track, which I noticed the most, and it took me. It says, if I had £1 million. But when you read that, yeah, straight away I got it, if I had £1 million. But I didn't know it was going to flow like this down to the detail of the last line of the track being the line of the title of the next song. That is detail. That's something special that a lot of artists will not do, have not done, and I haven't seen. Give me examples from the UK if it has happened, but it's something different for me. And it flows so well. Like, he unravels what he would do with the £1 million for the people around him, and demonstrating here that he's not just a one-dimensional person. He's multifaceted. He's a multifaceted individual. And how the money that he's making here can never bring back the dogs he's lost. What he mentions on What They Ain't. So that's real. That's real. That's a real breakdown. But free to put my trap phone in the museum. How can I explain? Potter here takes us on a more elevated level, and it's a feeling of the current perspective of how he's living, letting us know that the weight that he had before they're off, the shackles have been removed. He's He's free now. He's free to move around. It really feels like a high-speed, free, fresh, new chapter in his life almost. And Blame Brexit comes in really good into that little pile of tracks as well. You know, that's a banger that I've been playing for a while, even before tapping into this album, because, you know, I was waiting. I got a backlog, guys, just as a transition. I got a backlog, and this is one of them. So, yeah, it still sounds great to this day. Not a patch on the track at all. Toy Story 2 is really the detailed high-speed chase. It's something like what Meek Mill would do. And that is a credit to Potter to do this so well. Like, there's not a line, there's not a background sound effect, there's not anything wasted here. Like, it's a chase, and he's taken us through a horror scene or a horror movie as he professes on the next, like, it's just, yeah, on the next track, he says, my life's a horror movie. You know, it's a real intensity in the passion of the delivery that is not, there's nothing lackluster here with this track and what comes after. It really is like a movie scene, like he's writing a movie, like every single bar, as I said, every single line, his delivery, his tonality, it's crazy. And it's at this point, 11 tracks in, where I started to feel like, rah, there's actually no features. Like, not even on a, like, oh, you saw the track list, how did you not? No, I'm listening to this. I'm tapping in, I'm indulging in this project, and I'm thinking, rah, there's actually no features. And it doesn't feel like that. And the production and the variation, it's just seamless. Like, just take a minute to embrace the production as you get to this point. Like, on Flow Cane, just listen to that, just for the production, just compare that to any of your favorite US rappers. Just listen to that and you'll start thinking, rah, this is a different ball game. But Potter really takes us into our emotions on Money or Victims, Kyla's story.
When I was younger, we was real close like sister and brother. We was playing out. I used to let her wear my jumper. My mum was a crackhead on the block, and everybody used to cuss her, and her uncle was a nut.
Real. This is a real journey, childhood, growing up with someone, as he's talking about here, growing up with a girl who experienced trauma, was abused, touched by Steve. I think the name was Steve now, it evades me. Steve. And he's taking us through the full journey of her life, from the abuse to her then, because of the environment and because of the abuse, going into drugs, but also keeping an awareness of how he's dealing drugs in that community and in that environment. So, like, he's questioning his conscience, like, you know, and then he's going to prison, but he's still thinking about Steve. He's still thinking about that person who abused that girl in the community, and he wants to do right by her. He gives him drugs, he gives him tumps, and he gives him bullets, like, but still keeps the consciousness about, I'm profiting off of making victims. Like, that's a completely different standpoint than, again, I've heard a lot of rappers or peers in his space do. Like, that has to be commended, because maybe they would have an awareness, but not revealing it and unpackaging it in this way, in this kind of delivery. I haven't really heard. So that I got to commend. And on that part, I just wanted to, the other, whatever follows after that, you know, the next 2 tracks that follow after that, next couple of tracks that come after that, top notch. But I wanted to wrap it up there. You can tap into that and just give you the conclusion. This is real high-end rap music, and it feels so authentic, even down to the storytelling, which probably isn't exactly what he's going through, probably isn't exactly what he lived, but the way that he puts it together with his lifestyle to make it this a body of work, a real album, a real experience, which painting a picture, even down to the sound effects, as I said, even down to the backing sounds, everything. He really makes you feel it. He makes you feel it. And I really thought, there's no way that this album could top Training Day 3. Yeah, I've seen a few commenters, YouTubers, reviewers, bloggers, whatever, talk about Album of the year, album of the year. And you know me, if you know me, if you're here right now to this point, you know me, and you know I don't tap into nobody else's review. I got my opinion, and I'll do my reviews when I want to do my reviews. And I was thinking, I don't know if this can top Training Day 3, to be honest, because the feeling that gave me felt like I could achieve anything and I could do anything. And for that time period where we were all locked down and we needed that kind of boost, which is like espresso, that was good. Espresso is like, boom, takes you on a high, and it's immediate. You feel it immediately. But this is a body of work that you sit with and you appreciate the instrumentation. You can see there's not a line wasted and not a sound wasted, not concept wasted. And you know, Thanks for Waiting was just like giving us features, and I thought, okay, he's delivered that now. He's gonna come with even bigger features on the main album. But he didn't need to do that. As I said earlier on, I didn't even realize 11 tracks in, listening to it, like there wasn't even a feature, because he's showing so much variation. This is what the real rap, quote unquote, like, because this is just rap, bruv. Like, you don't even need to say this is real rap or whatever. This is rap. This is the bar that UK rappers should be aiming. It doesn't matter if you do real rap, road rap, trap, whatever. If you're rapping, this is a bar. Like, this is Pusha T, Rick Ross, Meek Mill level. There's nothing you can tell me here that makes this lesser than them, in my opinion. It's not just I sell drugs. It's not I kill people. I've got a gun. I got bullets. It's visual, audible. It's visually audible. I'm trying to say it is a visual album. It makes you visualize things. Yes, there you go. I got the words in the end. Top 3, Real Back in Style, Money or Victims. I would say, I didn't think about the third one. I'm freestyling it now. Blame Brexit. Let's go with that. Let's go. No. Real Back in Style, Money or Victims, or All My Life If I Had. 9 out of 10. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Spire.